Did a dessert bring us back to Magic Kingdom?
Princess Bear here. Yes, we are indeed at Magic Kingdom. But it's time to go back to
Tony's Town Square Restaurant.
Yes, I was really feeling on having dinner in the alley tonight, and the menu has changed. So it's your number one choice in food infotainment. We're here to try the food, so you don't have to. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I'm a lady, and she's a tramp.
It's time to foodie and chill. This magical bread moment is brought to you by our amazing friends Melissa and Enda, who taught us, well, yes, they taught us, but also, just so you know, with a little bit of work and being very nice and kind, you can ask for this bread to be made vegan. And Melissa and Enda insisted on this, even though we've been denied multiple times, but literally, it's how you ask. And if you know somebody that's done it before, it's a lot easier too. So just ask, hey, I know that you can make this vegan, or I've had this vegan in the past. Is it possible for you to still make it vegan? And they'll check and they'll make it possible if it's possible. So here we have the beautiful ciabatta bread. It is just toasted. There's no garlic butter on it. There's no Parmesan cheese. It's just a beautiful toasted bread. And then they don't have earth balance here, but they have oil and balsamic. So I'm going to do a small dip in the oil, and most of my love is in the balsamic. So, how does this compare to Trattoria Alfredo? It actually tastes exactly like Trattoria's ciabatta bread. It is delicious. I love it with the balsamic. I think that it's not missing anything with the butter and the Parmesan gone. And honestly, this is the way. I'm sad that we have been denied multiple times coming here, getting this vegan, but I'm so glad that Melissa and Enda let us know it was possible and literally made this moment happen. So thank you guys so much, and this is a 5 out of 5.
If it's one thing you should never underdo is underestimate the people's love of bread. And when I say people, I mean us, and well, the community on this channel, because you're all amazing people. Nice toasted bread, nice bricks even, warm, toasty. It would make a hobbit proud. Wrong part, but I don't care, because this is delicious. Dip in the oil, dip in the balsamic. Almost like the Titanic, but tastier. I would come here and kill a tower of bread. A nice patio seat, glass of wine, I could kill a tower of bread. And that'd be my whole meal. 4 out of 5 plus.
It has been over a year since I have had this classic dish that is probably never leaving the menu and is probably the best vegan offering they've had since we started reviewing the food here in 2018. Now, I did bring my pocket parm, and I feel like I've been saying my hack quite a bit lately. So go watch our recent Coronado Lounge crawl to know what you need to do to get pocket parm if you don't want to carry it on the plane. Of course, I always bring pocket parm with me, and I take 3 Bridges pocket parm too. So now that we have some beautiful pocket parm on here, let me go ahead and cut a meatball in half. I'm going to grab a little bit of this espaguette. And I'm going to have a bella notte. Honestly, the pocket parm doesn't really add much to this. It's just like an accoutrement to an already really flavorful Impossible meatball. It's a classic. It's delicious. If you're in the mood for spaghetti, this is literally the Olive Garden of Disney World. Come here and enjoy yourself. They may not have unlimited bread and soup, but they certainly have something comforting and cozy. I would give it a 3 out of 5 pastas. I wish that they would zhuzh it up a little bit more. Like, give me some veggies or something. Maybe throw some broccoli in there. I would love that. Just spaghetti meatballs are spaghetti meatballs, you know? I need a little zhuzhing. I'm a princess, after all.
Spaghetti and meatballs, because when you're at an Italian restaurant, it's not basic, it's called classic. And honestly, even though it is just spaghetti and meatballs, it's probably been one of the most consistent vegan dishes across Walt Disney World since it dropped, because it is always spaghetti and meatballs. It's not gonna win some type of foodie award, but it almost never disappoints. And the fact that you can come here and get this, a glass of wine, and some bread, well, that's a full Italian meal. You're definitely not gonna leave hungry. As I work on my twirling skills here, I don't have the spoon like the princess taught me, so I'm just gonna have to make do. Get a huge piece of basil while I'm at it, because why not? There's something about spaghetti and meatballs that, like, it doesn't need much to be good, you know? Yes, it's a kitchen sink level dish. You can add whatever you want. You want to sprinkle in some, like, roasted artichoke in it, some asparagus, like broccoli, cauliflower, some peppers. It will really swallow most vegetables with ease. But even on its own, it does so well that, you know, I understand why mess up a good thing. You know, Lady and the Tramp was a sure thing. This is a sure thing. If you're craving pasta and you don't want to gamble on anything else, you know, some of the weird extras, I might not like this, some sauces, this will fit the bill. Points for consistency at the very least. 4 out of 5 points. You know, I got this dish against the recommendation of our server. So if I hate it, 100% my own fault. Sometimes you do it for the plot. This was not on the menu the last time we came, so, you know, I had a choice between this and the salmon, and normally, 98% of the time, I would choose the salmon. This, however, is something and it just struck a chord. This is their braised beef Giardiniera, which speaks to the veggie combination on the bottom with the potatoes and everything else. You got tons of cheese on top, but it's basically like a braised beef, so like a pulled pork almost, just served over potatoes with a little bit of sauce. And you can see here, absolutely covered, humongous chunks of the beef falling off the fork. The knife is here. Already I can tell I do not need it. Forgive me, there is a sandwich place in Chicago that slips my mind. We have friends here in Orlando that order it sometimes. But it's a beef sandwich that comes with sauce that is so tender that it just falls apart. Like, you just dip it in the sauce and just eat it with the bread. And that's what this reminds me of. The beef is deliciously tender. Literally just like threads of beef fall apart in your mouth. But then the top has a nice sear on it, so there's like a crunch. When I got into the beef, like the crispy edges, and the beef has soaked in all the juice on the bottom of the plate. I'm not usually a beef person. I have beef with nobody but myself. And now I have more that I have not tried this sooner, because this is delicious. The seasoning, the tender of the beef. I haven't even gotten to the potatoes yet. This makes you not care. This is the bed of beef I want to lay down in. I want to lay down on this plate and take a nap. Several naps. Days long. 4.25 out of 5 plus. Now, there are other things on this plate, especially if you're going to call it Giardiniera. So I want to get the veggies, I want to get the potatoes, I want to get it authentic. If you have ever in your life considered yourself a meat and potatoes person, I don't care what combination of meat and potatoes. It could be shepherd's pie, it could be a classic steak and mashed potatoes, it could be steak frites, you know, with the fries. There is absolutely no reason you can call yourself a steak and potatoes person and not add this to your repertoire, because this is delicious. I know the server did not recommend it, but I do not regret my choice in the least. I only wish I had 2 stomachs, because there's absolutely no way in the world I'm going to be able to finish this, but I want to. Very much I want to. 4.5 out of 5 points.
I don't want to be a creature of habit, but I feel like every time I come to Tony's, I always get the Banfi Chianti red because it goes so well with the spaghetti and meatballs. So I gotta have a nice red. It is on the fruity side. It's very light. It's not heavy at all. So even if you're here in the summer, it's drinkable outside. It will pair well with pretty much anything with a red sauce here at Tony's. So, I mean, for pairing purposes, I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5 wines. It is definitely going to make you feel fine.
For my after entree dessert, I decided to get 3 bean soup, 3 espresso bean soup. No, I just got an espresso martini because I'm always espresso. Either way, I love the little 3 bean decoration, and you know what? It might as well be soup, beans and water. You have cold soup, it's a thing. Deliciously smooth, the perfect head of espresso. Were I not trying to watch my caffeine intake, these could become a real problem for me. Seriously. That's a 4 out of 5 plus.
I got this plant-based Affogato when it first came out, like 2 years ago, I want to say. Maybe it was 3. I can't recall. There'll be a link to it somewhere up here. This is a completely different presentation from when I had it the last time. Last time the vegan vanilla was in like a glass cup, and there was no chocolate to speak of. Now we have some beautiful espresso in here, and we pour the espresso, but I feel like the espresso is not going to melt anything. And it is not. But that's okay. Now we have some beautiful espresso sliding the chocolate crisp. Ooh, look at that. It's like, ooh. I'm making like an art. Dessert is art. We are back at Epcot Festival of the Arts. All right, let me get some espresso in here. Yeah, this is a beautiful marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. That is love, true love, amazing. I think the chocolate on top, like the crust, literally transcends this dessert into something completely different. Before it just felt like, you had espresso with some little ice cream in there, so it's kind of like having a creamer. This is actually a dessert, and it's served in a cup, so once everything melts, you can drink it. But I'm probably going to eat it all before it completely melts into something I can drink. This is way better than I expected it to be, and certainly better than last time that I had it. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. I think it's a Princess Cities item, especially if you like coffee or espresso. You need to have this.
The Affogato. Say that 3 times fast. I definitely cannot. But this is a beautiful dessert in a cup. It may seem sort of strange, but honestly, it sort of works. Coffee theming with the plant-based gelato and some chocolate. Get on board with this one. Mind you, I had an espresso martini earlier in this meal. That didn't even have a quarter of the punch that this does. My eyeballs are running marathons right now, just rolling over on themselves, both with how pretty this is and how delicious this tastes. I think I can actually taste it in my eyeball. That's how strong the espresso is. But it's delicious. That marriage of the warm and the cold and the bite of the chocolate, that's a dessert of desserts. Who cares if it's plant-based? That's delicious. 4.75 out of 5 plus. Not a 5. Needs more chocolate. Don't tiramisu, but we're here for the berry tiramisu. New on the menu. Previously, they had a tiramisu here that was coffee liqueur and cocoa powder, ladyfinger soaked in that coffee liqueur. Now we just have berry and mascarpone. So you have berry, mascarpone, ladyfingers, more mascarpone, and berries on top. This is the not leaning tower of tiramisu. This is massive. This was $8.50. I was expecting this to be like a third of this size, like Chef Mickey size dessert. Small? This thing is huge. Now, mascarpone being cheese with berry and ladyfingers. I don't know about this one. I'm not. I guess I got to do like one of the big dips. Go all the way to the bottom.
All the layers.
It's a Herculean task.
You get all the layers.
Why not? I got the bottom. That is a massive bite. Fit for a bear. It was a mess, but I definitely made it out alive. This is definitely a dessert where it's like mascarpone with a side of berry. Even with the berry sort of like compote on the bottom and the berries on top, like this thing is, let's be honest, at the minimum, 75% mascarpone. I got a ladyfinger in there, but there is so much mascarpone in there. I never felt it. I know I ate it. I definitely never felt it. It's a good dessert. It's tasty. It's got that balance of the mascarpone and the sweet. I don't hate it. I probably wouldn't order it again. And like I said, unless you're a mascarpone lover, I'm not sure that I could recommend it to you. But it's okay. It's a 3.75 out of 5 claws. I feel like it's slightly out of balance, but I feel like some of you want that. You know? Comment down below and tell me if this is one that you want. Maybe you just want a tower of mascarpone. I need to know. Leave like a cheese wedge in the comments. We Tony's. We came to the town square.
I really enjoyed this menu update. I think everything that they do is always consistent. It is the Olive Garden of Disney World, and you know, there's really nothing wrong with Olive Garden because you know what to expect when you go.
I don't mean that one as an insult at all. It's an enjoyable place. It's a nice environment. Cast members are friendly, as they always are. Tony's is a good time, especially if you can get a good seat, like near the window. Sometimes outside is good, sometimes outside is bad, but we love coming here.
And the desserts were surprisingly amazing.
Delicious. Even for Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And I also don't mean that as an insult.
Yeah, it was unexpected and bella notte.
Yes. Shout out to the community for getting us to come back here.
Yes.
Melissa and Enda did it again.
Specifically, yes.
Did it again. But we want to know what you guys think of Tony's. Do you bother to come to Tony's, or are you just going straight into Magic Kingdom? Let us know in the comments below. As always, if there's anything else you like to see us do, the comments will be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell. We'll see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe. I like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear might eat himself, I don't know, outside of the Magic Kingdom? Not go back?
I'll take that yeet. Put your heard the girl.